Hey, Jonny Moseley here behind the scenes of Warren Miller's latest film, Future Retro, where we're catching up with former U.S. ski team member, Olympian, ambassador of all things skiing, and new mom, Kaylin Richardson. Hi, Kaylin, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jonny. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It's great to see your smiling face, as always.
I know, it's such a weird time, but I have to tell you, just seeing your smile and hearing your voice, it just makes me feel so good. It feels like a little bit normal.
It's all love. Same thing. You're one of those people I call a day maker. You know, you smile, makes your day. Let's just start it off with the news. You're a new mom.
I am. Holly is making her Warren Miller debut in utero. So when people see me skiing pretty fast, she's in there. But we were all like, everyone kept checking in with me saying, are you comfortable? And the way that I said it is that the doctor said, do what you did before. And I liked to rip before, and I still like to rip. And it was so much fun. It added like an element to the whole shooting that was amazing. And man, it is the coolest, most life-changing, awesome thing ever. But what's amazing is that I still feel totally like myself, yet I've got this purpose and this little nugget that makes everything better. But I will say that I definitely like to drag some knuckles with while prego. That was pretty fun.
Okay, this Killington segment's really cool. I mean, you and Jim Ryan made some of the most beautiful arcing turns on beautiful corduroy. And you commented in the film that you just, you want to have that feeling forever of sort of that powerful turn. Tell me a little bit about that feeling.
That acceleration that you feel when you have that carving arc, that transfer of energy from your body into your feet, into your skis, it's addictive. And I think coming from a race background, it's like runs through my veins, that I just love that feeling. And I think it really comes down to that acceleration, because it just brings a smile to my face. It's instant exhilaration, and it doesn't matter what the conditions are. I always know what it feels like to put in a carving turn. I can do it basically on any kind of surface, and I think it's something I'll be able to do till the end of my days. And it's just my favorite. It comes back to the turns, right?
Yeah, exactly. The return of the turn, if you will. You, Jim, and Marcus are really representing the race world in the films these days. And speaking of, excellent carvers, the World Cup was happening while you were there. You watched Michaela, who I'm sure you've known your whole life. What was that like to watch the World Cup?
To see the World Cup in the United States on home soil is always special. And I'd heard about Killington before, about the fans and the atmosphere. So to be able to experience it in person, it exceeded expectations. And I had high ones. I mean, thousands of people came out and they were just psyched, right? Where I even said, it's around Thanksgiving time. I was like, this is really cold, but it did not dampen the spirits at all. And of course, to have Michaela, someone that is so dominant, the way that she skis is so inspiring. It made me nostalgic, but it didn't make me miss it, because I have to say I'm very happy to be in Warren Miller movies now. I'm living the dream, and that is not lost on me.
Yeah, and you've done some exotic trips. Helly Hansen, of course, your sponsor, sends you all over the world. Ski and POW. Now, obviously, this was a little bit different. I heard it was a little chilly back east in Killington. What was your clothing situation? Did you go full down parka, or how'd you combat the elements?
Actually, the jacket that's right behind me is exactly what I wore for the shooting. It's the Powder Queen jacket, and it's lightly insulated, but I could still move, and that's really important, especially if you're going to be skiing really dynamically and get your heart going. I didn't really want something that was super puffy or warm, even when it is cold, because if you're moving, you don't want to start sweating, because that's when you really get cold. But luckily, I also have Helly Hansen base layer that really transports that moisture away from my skin. It's awesome.
Oh yeah, Helly Hansen's like the inventor of base layer, actually. I think, if I remember correctly.
Look at you!
Yeah.
Look at you, mister. I'm impressed.
Yeah, I think they invented it for fishermen, right? So anything fishing, that's my hobby.
Exactly.
Yeah, tell me a little bit about your sort of quiver of clothing and kind of how you see it, right? Because I know you obviously rip the groomers, but you live in Utah, you ski a lot of Deer Valley, you ski some deep POW. What's the kit for that?
Totally. I'm lucky that I get to ski all over the place, but if I'm going into the side country or the back country, obviously you want something that performs a little bit different than if you're in the resort. And then I really like a shell that is breathable, but also is waterproof and windproof. And the Aurora shell is awesome from that with Helly Hansen. It really does this amazing job of regulating my temperature, because obviously on the uphill, my heart rate will increase. I'll get a lot warmer. But the moment that I stop and I start to transition into my gear to start skiing, I don't want to lose any of that warmth. I want to continue to stay warm so that I can ski my hardest. Anything from the Odin line in Helly Hansen is really made for the full uphill, downhill experience of sort of like ski mountaineering. And then their Uller line is more for the free riders and, maybe a little resort. And Killington was chilly, but it wasn't frigid. And it was just lovely. Like, I wasn't there for all that long, but it was just perfect. One morning we got early ups and the sun came out, and there'd been an event that had created this flocking of all the trees. So there was this beautiful, it was like out of a dream, really. And the groomers were just soft and perfect. And it really was, I think a lot of times people, when they watch ski movies, they're like, oh, groomers. But I'll tell you what, I am willing to bet that people will watch Jimmy and I skiing these groomers and they'll start to salivate and they'll be like, ooh, I want that.
Yeah, that was me. I mean, that's my favorite thing these days, getting up early and getting some corduroy before everyone else is out there. Kaylin Richardson, thank you. Great job in the movie this year. Let's rip some turns.
Jonny, it's always a pleasure. Take care.
Thanks, Kaylin Richardson, and special thanks to Helly Hansen for making this possible. All right, this November, Warren Miller's Future Retro is coming into your living room as a live streaming event. Join me as I host, and we go way back behind the scenes with the athletes and check out some awesome vintage classic footage. Get more information and get your tickets at warrenmiller.com.